Hello class, hope everybody's doing well. My name is James Means and I will be doing a PE lesson on tennis. We'll be focusing on the skill concepts of serving, volley shots, and overhead strikes. We'll also be focusing on successes and limitations that you or students might have, and we'll be focusing on encouraging one another to do their best. But first we need to warm up. To begin with, we gotta do a warm up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run 2 laps around the tennis court, do 10 jumping jacks, do 10 seconds of arm circles, and do 10 seconds of leg touches. So I'll go ahead and start so you can have an example of it. That's 1. And that is 2. Okay, now we're gonna do 10 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Go.
10. Okay, take a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Now we're gonna do 10 seconds of arm circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 10 seconds of leg touches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we should be warmed up, good to go. Okay class, today we're going to be going over 3 concepts on the tennis court: serving, volley shots, and overhead strikes. To begin, when we practice our serves, students will line up on the baseline of the tennis court and they'll rotate from the right side to the left side, and then students will continue to rotate. When we're practicing our overhead strikes and our volley shots, some of the students will line up near the net and other students will line up on the other side to hit it towards them, to set them up for either a volley shot or an overhead strike. And students will rotate once they've had a turn. Okay, whenever we're serving, we want to get behind the baseline on the tennis court. And one of the common mistakes that I see a lot of students make when they serve is they automatically go up to serve and they just try to hit it as hard as they can. That's not a good strategy or tactic to apply. First, we need to know whenever it comes to tennis, you have 2 chances to serve before the other opponent gets a score. So what I like to do is on the first serve, I try to hit it hard just so I can score. But on the second one, if you don't get it on the first try, you should kind of hit it softer, more gentle to get it in the field of play. But whenever you're serving, you want to make direct contact with the W right here. That's what I like to think. You want to hit it right center in the middle. That's kind of the sweet spot on your racket. And also what's really important in serving is the toss. You don't want to just barely toss it. You don't want to toss it too high. You want a good medium length toss and strike down on the racket. You don't want to hit upwards, because if you hit upwards, it's just going to go flying over the fence. You want to strike down. It looks somewhat like this. For volley shots are really important when it comes to tennis. Mainly volley shots take place kind of in front of the net, and whenever you're playing in front of the net, instead of letting the ball come bounce to you, you hit it before it bounces. And this is good because it kind of catches your opponent off guard and you can hit it into a spot that they're not at, which is really important with tennis. One of the most important things of tennis, I think, is the strategies and tactics, because you don't have to be the most skilled tennis player, but if you can outsmart your opponent, you'll probably win. This is a volley shot. Usually when you do a volley shot, you play at the net and you just tap the tennis ball. So kind of like this. Okay, lastly is overhead strike. Overhead striking is one of my favorite things to do in tennis. It's just really fun to do. So what happens is whenever an opponent hits the ball really high, anytime you see that, the best tactic or strategy to apply to that is to go up to it, be patient. You don't want to get too excited or anything, but whenever that happens, you want to take a really hard overhead strike and strike downwards. You don't want to strike up because the ball, like I said prior with serving, it'll just go flying over the fence. But if you strike down and get it past the net into your opponent's inbounds court, oh, there's no way they're going to return it. And like I said, it's one of the funnest parts of tennis, in my opinion. Overhead strike. Okay, class, bring it in. I really appreciate all the effort y'all put into the tennis lesson today. I think each one of y'all got better. Next class, we're going to be working on other tennis concepts and how to apply them onto the tennis court. But before we leave, if everybody could grab a tennis racket and place it on the baseline and pick up all the tennis balls, that'd be a huge help for me. Again, thank y'all for y'all's participation and y'all's effort, and I'll see you next class.